Perfect. Yeah, so we're gonna start something, and I don't know if this is called Stemulated or Tailies, but we're trying to do drop a little something on the daily. So, what's up, y'all? What's up, world? It's me and James Dominguez, the Stimuli's head of product. Awesome dude, as you can tell. Look at the man. He's cool. Yeah, but like yesterday, we ended the day talking about Steve and Jobs. Do we want to pick up there, or you got something new on your mind this morning?
Oh man. Uh yeah, we were talking about Steve getting shit done. We were talking about Steven in the job data getting his job on all the time also. Um yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about that again this morning, and the funny one of the funny like takeaways of that our my friend Mike was saying was just like, yeah, if you want really productive department, just hire all the same white guy, basically. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of funny, like the funny like other side of the data is that they all just like get along together and don't fire each other and they kind of like hum along and don't have problems, but like I think it's interesting because that's not I've like worked places like that too, and there's not a lot of like new shit that happens. Like some of it is just like back padding, so it's like
Yeah.
stuff actually getting done, you know?
Yeah, yeah. For the audience, yesterday James and I were talking about jobs data because one of the big things that we're doing at Stimuli is bringing regional labor market data into our platform to serve up like a hyper personalized learning experience for kids. And so the conversation just unwound from there. It was like, yeah, we definitely can do that. We were kind of talking about how most product companies are not even gathering the right data on students. And then we landed on this like random story about James's friend who had done a lot working at Indeed, if I can say that. And essentially, I think the friend said something like, yeah, the surest way to get a job that wins every time is by having the name Steve and being a white dude. And it was hilarious because both of us really love Steve Jobs, right? Like I have a couple of Steve Jobs posters in my place. And when I landed my takeaway from yesterday, and let this be your stimulated for today or your daily, is that you said something like, yeah, there's a lot of people that complain Steve Jobs is an asshole, but they also have an iPhone.
Right.
So my challenge to myself became like, all right, can you build a product so great that no matter who makes you a villain, your product's awesome?
Yeah.
That's the daily.
Yeah,
Haley.
the other interesting bit about that is just that like Steve Jobs isn't the type of guy that would get hired into those jobs probably either. Like pe people aren't looking to hire someone like that. They're looking to hire someone who doesn't rock the boat, like
Right.
there's a lot of different like funny little ironies to that situation, right?
Besides the fact that his name is Steve Jobs.
Right,
We're
yeah.
talking about Steve and
Yeah,
Jobs.
like the stereotypical white guy, Steve. Steve Jobs doesn't fit that stereotype either. He's like the very opposite, like kind of like really people would talk to him and come back away and be like, "Whoa, what the hell? My brain is fried now." You know what I mean? Like that kind of like so, it's interesting. It's not really the type of person who keeps a job under like a
Yeah,
like
yeah.
normal manager for very long.
Yeah,
You know what I
no,
mean?
I know that I'm thinking about myself at Apple. I'm like, yeah, they didn't like me very long. I started competing with one of my managers at Apple during a holiday like sales competition, and he got so pissed. We were like in the
Yeah,
back, and it was all about competition, nothing else.
right. Yeah.
Something else I want to swing to, just like while we have time, is you have done such a great job in like kind of transitioning stimuli from where we were to where we are now. And honestly, it just like blows my mind. And I'll tell you something that blows my mind. Like for those of you that are entrepreneurs, everybody's heard, hey, what you should start with is a skateboard, turn that skateboard to a bicycle, into a motorcycle, into a car, into your Lambo. I'm not going to say Ferrari. Lambo's my thing. Um, and I have been amazed at your ability to listen to our customers, and then synthesize that information and say like, no, we're going to actually listen to them. Here's what they said. Here's our plan. And then when you scope out prototypes, I've also been really amazed at how tightly they're scoped, because it's like at the end of our sessions with kids, we're like, okay, yes, they're learning. Yes, they're engaged. Yes, they feel it's simple, fast, and easy, but they're asking for more. And that's like everything that you hear that you want as like from the greats in developing a product. You want your customers asking you for more of that product. So talk to me about it. Like, how's your journey been since you transitioned to head of product? Formed this new AI native team that's like kicking ass. Like, tell us what's up. Stimulate us.
Yeah, I've done the product design thing before, either in a founder position or at private equity places. I've done it a couple of times where it doesn't really make it out into the mainstream, but you have to find product market fit. So I kind of know the game around that and how to get into that mindset if I kind of like steep myself in something. I have a very one-track mind, and I've applied it to computer science and AI, sort of like off the trodden path AI research for the past several years, but I can kind of switch into product mode and be like, okay, this is very much just about the customer and we need to deliver value like at first touch. And I know there's different types of adopters too. We have like early adopters and people who are the rest of the crowd that's going to come later and stuff like that. So, um, it's just like a different type of engineering, I suppose, in some ways, but um, like some of my skill that I've developed is just being able to talk to people and being able to engineer people, I guess, and like how they think and stuff. And not for evil though, just for being able to like make people's life a little bit better, you know? So if I switch really hard into that mode and apply like the scientific rigor that I bring to other things, it's like, no, we're not doing Y because there's no evidence we're going to do X. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it can come across as like militant or just like a little like I know exactly what to do, but it's just if the data says that my idea is stupid, I want to build it really cheaply so we can just scrap it and start over. You know, it's just a very different, like not being married to the idea, I think goes a long ways with that type
Yeah, yeah,
of thing.
yeah. Being
Because I
married to the
think when I
problem
came
or
into this
something.
too, yeah, 'cause when I came into this too, there's a lot of like some of the people we had to let go and stuff like that. There's a lot of people that were married to ideas and sort of like really tied to that, where it's like, no, let's back up, assess the problem, and do like the simplest way to offer value right away, right? And just keep doing that, right? And
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if you have to throw the baby out with the bathwater, you can just make a new baby, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
dude.
gotta do
Yeah,
it
make a new
sometimes, right?
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and I'm just like can't be more excited about the skill sets of our team. It's almost like we went from the structure of a gaming studio to the structure of an AI native company with experts across every domain that are using AI because they understand that our mission and our mandate is we've got to be quick, we've got to be obsessed because learners desperately need us. So, I look forward to talking more about our team, but I'm about to drop this today. Like the world is about to find out. So you said product market fit. I just want to tell the world. The cool thing is between James and I, and even Matt, our head of AI, like I brought the market and y'all are bringing the product vision to life. And it's fitting. It's working. It's working really well. Anything else you want to stimulate the audience with before we drop?
yeah, I would just say that the whole company just, you said something about the stimuli becoming AI powered. And it's something that you don't really like know how it's going to happen, but it comes down to individuals who just want to get shit done, really, you know. And it's kind of the same as it always was, before computer tooling was super developed the way it is now. We still have to be like smart about how we put stuff together, but it's cool to see like everyone who's here just be really like like the ingenuity is like going through.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, and I guess the last Taylor that I'll leave with our audience. You're right, to be shaped by AI, right? Two things excite me. One, to your point, like you never know at what point in time, like this whole wave is going to impact your business. And we've totally saw that where we essentially reduced our staff by about a third. But the focus, the clarity, and the execution on our team has nothing but picked up. One of my friends said something like addition by subtraction. I was like, okay, never heard of that before, but that's on point. The second thing that I'm really looking at from the standpoint of just like AI as a whole. and the market in education is during the pandemic, we all know test scores fell back, by a decade at least. Then we had people post-pandemic trying to accelerate learning. So a whole lot of folks were coming out with AI tutors. And ironically, that happened before OpenAI released ChatGPT. So then you had the wave of folks that were already previously funded, had done their thing without like necessarily leveraging these great base models.
Right.
ChatGPT comes out. Then you have the next layer of folks that were leveraging these base models pretty much off the shelf. There's a lot of products out today that leverage them, and they're doing, a pretty good job. Enter Stimuli, where we've been experimenting with one of the hardest medians over the last few years, getting all the data around like what it's like to educate kids in games. And then now we become AI powered. We know a lot more than we knew before. The base models are way stronger than they were post pandemic, and even the folks that started writing the early ChatGPT wave. And here we are with an opportunity to look hindsight and said, here's what the market's done well, here's what they haven't, here's where we shine in our expertise in bringing culture and relevance to learning and a mission behind learning. You should learn because you want to get a damn job, right? And your name's not Steve. So anyway, that's what excites me is like the whole thing with like, the joke with Apple. Apple might not come up with the thing first, but they're going to do it better than everybody. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that resonates too, just about, I think that there's a post I shared the other day about AI gaming and how around the same time there's a lot of AI game companies that didn't fully realize what they set out to do or fully deliver on the AI gaming dream. And that's interesting because I was distracted by other AI stuff at the time, so I didn't even really know that that was happening. I didn't get interested in an AI game engine until later. But it makes sense that it technologically we weren't quite there yet, and now it's kind of a thing that's starting people are starting to get closer and closer to working that into the system. So
Yeah, and we're
end
gonna
of
win because
story.
we're not just like experimenting with it, right? Like we already have a customer and students that are begging us, saying, what was it like 100% of the kids we were working with in the league said if this tool was available tomorrow, they would be using it and it adds value.
Hmm.
So yeah, that excites me. It's like uh the point in time we're coming to this inflection point and to be able to work alongside the largest online school, right, in the United States and figure this all out with. So, all right, you cool to drop the audience now that we've stimulated them a little bit?
Yeah, have a have a stimulated day.
Have a stimulated day from Taylor and the Book of James. All right, hit the kill switch.